Jain children, today we are going to study pteridophytes. Pteridophytes, these are the third group coming under kingdom Plantae. These are the plants having feather-like leaf. In pteridophytes, the main plant body is a sporophyte, which is differentiated into true root, stem and leaves. Here the main plant body is called sporophyte. Why? Because it bears spores. As spores are bearing, the plant is said to be sporophyte. In algae and bryophytes, root, stem, leaves are absent. Instead, there we can see a root-like, stem-like, leaf-like structure. So they are called a thallus. But here, there we can see root, stem and leaves. They are found in cool, damp, shady places. Some flourish well in sand soil conditions. Evolutionally, they are the first terrestrial plants to possess vascular tissues such as xylem and phloem. In algae and bryophytes, vascular tissues were absent. Pteridophytes do not possess flowers and seeds, so they are coming under the category Cryptogamae. Here also, sporophytic plant body is alternating with the gametophyte. In pteridophytes, the plant body is sporophyte. Spores are present on the leaf. Leaves are of two types. In some plants, the leaves are small in size. They are called microphyls. But in some plants, they are large. They are called macrophyls.
A group of sporangia these sporangia containing numerous diploid
sporangium and leaf having sporangium is called sporophyll.
The plant body is said to be
Generally
sporophyte. The sporophytes bear sporangia that are subtended by leaf-like appendages called sporophylls. In some cases, the sporophylls form distinct compact structure called strobilae or cones. Strobilae or cones can be seen on plants like Selaginella equiseta. This is a longitudinal section of a cone that showing microsporangium and spores. Majority of the pteridophyte possess same kind of spores. Either it possesses small size spores, that spores are called microspores. Large size spores are called macrospores. In majority of the pteridophytes, it possesses either microspores or macrospores. So that condition is called homospory. But some pteridophytes like Gelaginella and Salvia, it possesses both microspores and macrospores. The same cone is bearing both macrospores and microspores. That condition is called heterosporous. Hetero means two. It bears two types of spores on the same cone or strobilae. The macrospores are otherwise called megaspores. The megaspores and microspores germinate and give rise to female and male gametophyte respectively. The female gametophytes are retained on the parent sporophytes for variable periods. Within female gametophyte, zygote develop into young embryos. This event is a precursor to the seed habit. It is considered as an important step in evolution. Inside the sporangia, the spore mother cell undergo reduction division or meiosis to become haploid spores. These spores develops into inconspicuous, small, multicellular, free-living, mostly photosynthetic thalloid gametophyte, which is called prothallus. Prothallus requires cool, damp, shady places to grow. Also, it needs water for fertilization. So the spread of pteridophyte is limited and restricted to narrow geographical regions. The gametophyte or prothallus bears male and female sex organs which are called antheridia and archegonia respectively. During fertilization, the antheridium will produce anthrozoids. These anthrozoids will come and enter inside archegonium through water. Inside archegonium, egg is present and anthrozoids will come and get fused with the egg to become zygote. For the movement of anthrozoids, water is an essential medium. The prothallus requires cool, damp, shady places to grow. Because of this specific restricted requirement and the need for water for fertilization, the spread of living pteridophyte is limited and restricted to narrow geographical Anthrozoids fuse with the egg in the archegonium to form zygote. Zygote develops into multicellular, well-differentiated sporophyte. This sporophyte bears root, stem and leaf, and the leaves again produces spores. The spores are produced through reduction division, and again the spores liberated out to form the gametophyte, and this cycle will continue. Here I am again explaining the life cycle of pteridophyte. Pteridophyte, the starting plant body is sporophyte. Here the spores are produced. Spores are produced inside sporangia which are present on the lower surface of leaves. As the spores are present on leaves, thus leaves are called sporophylls. Sporangia are present on the undersurface of the leaves. Inside sporangia, we can see the spore mother cell. That cell will undergo reduction division. As a result, haploid spores are produced, and these spores are liberated out by the breakage of sporangium. These spores are carried by the wind, and when they fall on a suitable substratum, there we can see the formation of a gametophyte. From this spores, a gametophyte is formed, which is hermaphrodite. That means it bears both male part and female part. This gametophyte is called prothallus, which is a heart-shaped structure, and it is attached to the substratum by rhizoids. The prothallus will bear male part called antheridium and female part is called archegonium. Antheridia can be seen on the below portion and archegonia also can be seen. Antheridia will produce anthrozoids and archegonia will produce egg. During fertilization, antheridia will produce thousands of anthrozoids which are carried by the water. And these anthrozoids will reach to the archegonium with the help of water. When both male and female gamete fuse together, it results into the formation of a diploid zygote. The zygote develops into embryo and thereafter it becomes the sporophyte. Xylopsida, Lycopsida, Sphenopsida and Pteropsida.